Hi, in this video, let's talk about a very popular Google interview question called find matching pair. So you are given an array of integers and a value of sum, and you are asked to write a function that's going to output whether there's a pair of value inside the input array that's going to output the same value of sum when you add the pair together. So when you have an array of 1, 2, and sum is 3, your answer should be true. And if you have an array of 1, 2, and sum of 4, then your answer should be false. So there are two scenarios. You can call it preconditions. So what happens when you are given a sorted array compared to what happens when you are given an unsorted array? It's going to be different answers for these two scenarios. So without further ado, let's write this. Let's write the function for the first scenario when you are given a sorted array. So from 0 to 9, we have an array of size 10, and we are going to write a function called hasPairWithSum that's going to take in an input array. Right. So it felt like a lot like quick sort but without pivot value. Let me show you what does it mean. We need a left anchor that's going to put index that's going to initialize with the first index of the array, and we are going to have a right index that's going to point to the last value of the array using this solution. Input array dot length -1, and we have our left anchor and the right anchor just like quick sort, and then we are going to write a while loop that's going to say well left is still smaller than right. We find the right position of the left and right here. So it's going to be if, let's say, okay, let's use a let target. We can use sum of pair to this placeholder to represent the value of the sum that we are currently pointing to. It's going to be left plus right. Okay, I think this will do. Then we use the if statement and check the value. So sum of pair is equal to the input. Okay, sum. We also need to take in a value of sum that's given. We return true, but in this case we can just spice it up a little bit, return the array of our values, so that when we check we can be sure that we have output the right solution, right? So else if sum of pair is let's say bigger than the sum, what happens is we want to find the closest value that's smaller than the sum pair, and like when the array is sorted, right, and we are starting our anchors in the extreme point, so the smallest value and the biggest value, we know that when we want to find the closest value pair that's going to output the sum that's just smaller than the sum of pair that we have right now. So 0 plus 9, we want to find 8. We know that we can just move the right anchor to backward and towards the center by 1. So it's going to be right minus. And if let's say sum of pair is smaller than our sum, then we just need to find the closest value that was output by our value pairs that's going to be just close enough to be bigger than our sum pair. So we can just move the left anchor towards right for a bit, because I know that this is the smallest. When we want to find a value that's just bigger than our value pair, we can find the closest value that's bigger than the smallest, so second smallest, and we know that we can get that number by closing the left anchor toward the center by 1, and so does when the other scenario, but but this solution only works when our array is sorted. We can assume that, so we can use this approach. So after this is done, I think we can then see if nothing is returned from this process. I mean, it means that we didn't find our value. So I think it's safe to say just return false. Right, so the first solution is finished. Let's console log output. Let's say check that sum equals to 15 first. Alright, so we can say has pair with sum, passing the input array, it's called sorted array, and passing the sum. Right, then we can check solution. As you can see, our array is successfully found. And yeah, that's the fourth solution for sorted array. And let's move on to unsorted array, shall we? So we comment out the sorted array and comment the unsorted array, and we continue write our solution. So it's going to be called the same, has pair with sum, takes in the input array, takes in a value of sum, and in this case we will do something very looks a lot same than the memoization for recursions, and but it's not exactly the same. It's easier. So, but same thing first. Declare a variable called memo that's going to use our empty array first. Then we just need to loop through the array once, having I equals to 0. Make sure you loop through every element. Plus plus. Alright, so after this step is finished, and let's check. So if if our memo includes our input array at the index of I, if that's true, then we return same thing as the previous function, same output. The first index going to be I, the value we are pointing to. The second will be having our sum minus our value. Okay, or else we will just push the what's it called, the complement of the value we are pointing to when having the sum of the given number. So it's going to be input array sum. Okay, I think that's not correct. Okay, this is better. So put in sum minus input array at the index of I. And by the end of this, if nothing is returned, it means that we didn't find our value pair, so we can return false. Let's rerun the function. Put in the unsorted array this time. As you can see, we have find another potential key value pairs that's going to give us the right output. Right, so as you can see, the two approach will use a different type of way to go through the array. Therefore, their output will be different. Sometimes when there are multiple pairs, it's going to have the same sum. But by all means, these two functions are all valid solutions to our question. So this is typically how you can solve a find matching pair of sum in JavaScript. Thank you for watching.